Should I, 27M, leave my fiancée, 27F, after she publicly shamed me in front of 8 friends? I'm 27M. Not sure if I'm being overdramatic or too sensitive when it comes to something my fiancé, 27F, seems to do pretty often even though I've mentioned it bothers me. Some backstory first. My fiancé says things in the heat of the moment that she usually apologizes for but keeps doing it. It started off that after drinking she'd start asking me questions in front of people that I feel should remain private. They weren't necessarily insulting but just kind of awkward. Things line, why aren't we engaged? Why can we not plan a wedding? I was trying to get us through a home purchase first. A couple weeks ago, completely sober, it kind of took a mean turn. I don't remember the context, but I believe I said something non-insulting about her family. I said something like they have a southern accent or something. She immediately fired back with, "Well, at least my parents told me they were proud of me." I walked away from the conversation. We had a friend over and I didn't really appreciate that being brought up in front of others. My parents never told me they were proud of me, and she knows that is something that bothered me from childhood. She apologized days later, but it took me not talking to her for several days to get that. I was extremely upset and couldn't bring myself to say something first. Fast forward to yesterday. We did a wine tasting with some friends and it was going okay. She did her usual bringing up somewhat awkward questions, but now it was in front of a group of 7. I ignored and tried to move on. Once we got back to our friend's house, it got worse. Unprompted, she just starts comparing my physical endowment to that of her ex-boyfriends in front of our group of 8 friends. She ended it with something like, "You wouldn't win in that comparison." She then tried to justify it by saying I've talked about past relationships in front of others. I've never brought them up in this way and have made sure to never make direct comparisons about their physical abilities or looks against her because I know of her insecurities and wouldn't want to make her feel bad about herself or make her somehow think I thought they were better in some way. I'm genuinely unsure if this is something I should let slide or if I'm being too sensitive here. TLDR, fiancé waits until we're in front of others to ask me awkward questions or degrade me.